Here we are again for a second Friday with Brett Gorney in Servant T Ministries. Again, love his tagline, purpose-driven golf. Brett, good to have you back.
Yeah, great to be back, Dennis.
It was good to hear your story from last Friday, how the Lord just wooed you and brought you to himself. What a great story. And so this Friday, I thought maybe, just real straightforwardly and simply ask you, tell us about Servant T Ministries, the genesis of it, the development of it, and what you're doing, what the Lord's doing through you in your ministry.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to be eager to hear about this.
Yeah, so, kind of tail end off of last week, once God just kind of fast-tracked me into my faith journey and, just complete repentance from an old way of life and into a new life with Christ at the helm. And so, in 2013, I left Atlanta to go work at a country club up in Connecticut, wanting to be a little closer to family. Got my hip replaced that next spring, and I ended up back in Atlanta. But I had visited a children's home in El Salvador in December of 13. Long story of how I ended up there, but went with a friend, checked out this children's home to see what it was about. Did a little fundraiser project to buy him some new appliances, and we did some work at the house down there. And then wasn't really sure what was going to happen with it. And I ended up back in Atlanta in 2014 with the intention to move to Nashville. And the gal, Rachel from the children's home, happy birthday, Rachel. It's her birthday today. But she reached out and said, hey, we got this project to build a house for one of the kids' families. Would you be interested, in putting together a team to do it? And I was like, sure, why not? So I got some friends together. I'd done one mission trip before that to Haiti with Buckhead Church. So I just copied what I knew from that and got some friends together, and we put together this trip for November 2014.
Wow. Went
down to El Salvador, served these kids, did some Bible study stuff with them, and then helped build this house for a family in need. And the Lord just turned that into an annual trip where we do something. Well, one year we were passing, we would, at the end of the trip, we would go to the beach for a couple of days. We'd go down and serve, and then we'd relax at the beach, reflect on the week, just have great intentional conversations about how we're using our gifts and talents to serve others well. And so we passed this golf course one time going to the airport in 2016, and I said, that'd be cool to bring a group of golfers down here where we'd serve and then tee it up. And that was where the name Servant T came from. And,
great.
And it's the word servant, with two E's at the end. So it was, but I wasn't ready to do anything with it. I'd started my mobile golf business. I was doing these trips, and I was like, I don't need another thing on my plate. But it was always there. And I remember emailing Wally Armstrong, and I said, Wally, I think the Lord's putting on my heart to start a ministry, an organization where we can connect the golf community. The golf community is always generous, right? They give a lot,
yes.
Raise a ton of money through events. The PGA Tour is super generous. But nobody's ever really tackled this, like, hey, what if we could get that guy that's never stepped out of himself to go serve like that and create some cool golf experiences out of the country, in the country, where we gather the golf community together to serve an organization or somebody in need, and then we get to tee it up together. But the other part is the purpose-driven part, is that we play golf with a purpose. There's plenty of time for buddy golf and tournament golf, but I realize I waste so much time on a golf course worrying about my game when I'm going to go out anywhere any given day and shoot 66 or 86.
I've never been guilty of that.
And so I was like, why? Let's create a way for people to use this time intentionally. I want to get to know Dennis better when I'm riding in the cart with him. 85% of a round of golf is spent walking or riding, right? And so, and that was where, the purpose-driven golf came in, of let's play with a purpose. Let's play with intention and purpose, and meet men and women where they're at, and have intentional conversations. We know the power of that.
Yes.
And so that's what Servant T was birthed out. And the mission is connect golfers to serve others and live with greater purpose. And we do that through local events here around Atlanta, getting golfers together to serve and tee it up. Our purpose-driven golf days, which are speakers and table conversations and go and join golf, and then our purpose-driven golf trips.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So just to recap and make sure I'm clear on this. So Servant T Ministries, we understand how it started, but essentially, domestically and internationally, you gather men and or women around the game of golf, but then you'll travel. So I know, like for instance, next episode we'll talk a little bit about, you just got back from Guatemala.
I did, yeah.
So you'll go to El Salvador, Guatemala. You'll be involved in some way serving a community in need and using that as a platform for the gospel, right?
Yeah.
But in the process, you're building relationships with other men that love the game of golf, and so you'll play some golf, have some intentional time together, but you're also serving others.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, what a great ministry! What an amazing thing. So, well, there you had it. We'll take a little episode together with Brett and Servant Team Ministries. We'll come back again for next Friday to talk with him more in depth about perhaps how you can be involved. We'll make sure to include his phone number and email because I know he just got back from Guatemala, and so we'll be certainly talking about that in the next episode. So God bless to my Links family and friends, and we'll see you next Friday.